Hey Team Ole, good to see you. After I sent that video last week, I had some questions from people about the wall. If you're not familiar with the term, the wall is the proverbial point in the marathon where you have to walk or you have to slow down a ton and you start feeling terrible. The wall, you do not need to hit the wall. The wall is not a necessary part of running a marathon. So there's two parts of this video is one, what is the wall and why does it happen? And part two is what can I do to avoid the wall, which begins today. So one, what is the wall? The wall is a function of calories as well as somewhat of your fitness. So your body stores about 2,000 calories worth of carbohydrates that is available to be burned for physical activity at any point in time. Most people's bodies burns about 100 calories per mile. If you're larger, you burn more. If you're smaller, you burn less. But approximately 100 calories per mile you burn to keep running. So when you run 20 miles, that's 2,000 calories, and that's when you run out of the carbohydrate storage that you have in your body from running. So at that point in time, if you reach the point where you run out of carbohydrates to burn, your body will start burning fat. Your body does not want to burn fat while running, and your body will revolt, meaning all of your muscles will kind of feel like they stopped working and you'll suddenly have to stop running and you'll feel terrible. That's what that means. Your body's trying to switch from burning carbs to burning fat, which it doesn't want to do. So that's what the wall is. This is completely avoidable. Part two, this is some things you can do to avoid the wall. Number one, consume calories while running. So you should see the previous video from last week. You should be consuming liquids with calories in them. You should be consuming carbohydrates throughout your run. You can continue to replenish the carbohydrates that you're burning by consuming calories during your run. That is the most important thing to avoid the wall, is consuming calories. You need to experiment on your long runs now about how your body processes calories, what kind of calories you can consume without barfing, and how the calories best go into your body, liquid, solids, what kind of solids, all those kind of things you need to experiment with now, starting on your long runs. If your long run is more than an hour, you most certainly should be consuming calories at this point in time in your training. I'm happy to talk that through individually with anybody. Part two is your fitness. Is obviously if you train, you're gonna not hit the wall as hard. So meaning if you continue to follow your training plan, do what your training plan says, do not run too fast on training runs. That's the after nutrition is the second way to avoid the wall is by training intelligently. And following your training plan and not doing too much now so you don't get burned out because you've trained too hard too early. The third factor is continuing to take care of your body. So meaning sleeping, eating properly outside of running, as well as resting. So the wall does not need to be part of your marathon. Please follow these simple, difficult, but simple steps to avoid the wall. When you're flying past people at mile 20, please encourage them, but you hopefully will be continuing to move. I'm happy to talk to anyone about any of these random points. Praying for all of you guys, and God bless.